Yo, what's good everyone? It is Sexy here, and today I will be bringing you my IPA International Pokemon Association Season 1 Week 2 Team Builder and matchup against Evan, coach of the Brighton Bronzors. Currently, as of now, we are spoilers if you didn't watch. Week 1 we battled Bobbert, who recently dropped out after our match, but just to clear say, we did win 4-0, so we're pretty much starting off really strong. I mean, 4-0 is a pretty good record, especially when starting off, like I said. But here, I'll be giving you guys a breakdown of my team real quick, and then we'll head right into the match. But as you can see on your screen, you can see the 6 Pokemon we brought, and you can see the 11 Pokemon on Evan's team. Now, first up, we got MVP, our Victini, who is Choice Scarf with Blue Flare, Trick, U-Turn, and Thunder Wave. We are max HP, Modest with 76 special attack, 108 defense, 4 speed def, and 68 speed. Now, just to kind of clarify what kind of set this is, as it is kind of jacked up right now. Blue Flare is my main stab. I didn't want to run anything like V-Create where it would roll over my speed and defense, as if you look at his team, Dugtrio is pretty scary. And like, look at his team. Like, he has Magearna, who's weak to Blue Flare, so Victini goes well with that. He has Mega Latias, which I don't know why we allowed it. We have Infernape, Dugtrio, Amoonguss, Thundurus, Alomomola, Piloswine, Ditto, Greninja, and Forretress. Now, out of all of his 11 Pokemon, Magearna, Dugtrio, Amoonguss, Thundurus, Piloswine, Greninja, Forretress, like at least 6 of his mon take neutral damage or super effective, and then like even stuff like Infernape or Greninja, even though it's resisted, it does a lot of damage for being resisted. Now we're running Choice Scarf mainly because of the fact that I'm scared of Dugtrio and a lot of his main threats outspeed me. For example, Mega Latias, if I'm Scarf, I can get a U-turn or a Thunder Wave, cripple the Mega Latias. Or I can do the same with Infernape, barring that they're not Scarf. Same thing with Dugtrio. Worst case scenario for me is that I'm trapped with Victini on a Dugtrio, and he's Scarf with Earthquake. If he's Scarf with Earthquake, then my Victini's basically dead because I cannot switch out. And even though he won't kill me with Earthquake, thanks to the investments I have in my HP and defense, he will kill me the next turn, as if he is Scarf, then I just die. But actually, no, I take that back. If he's Scarf, he gets a huge amount of damage on me, but then I just OHKO with a Blue Flare. Worst case scenario for me is that he's Sashed, he doesn't get burned by the Blue Flare, and then he just straight up OHKOs me with an Earthquake or something like that. It just really depends on the scenario, because I can't really tell what Dugtrio set that is. So by being Choice Scarf with U-Turn and Blue Flare, it's a really good kind of a good answer. But we also have Trick for his walls. This is mainly for Choice Scarf Trick for the Alomomola. I'm fast, I hit pretty hard by being modest, and I have Choice Scarf for the Alomomola if it ever becomes a problem, but I doubt it. But going on to the next Pokemon, and I don't even need max speed because his slowest Pokemon lower than Thundurus Eye is Magearna, I believe. And it's really slow, so I just put enough speed to outspeed max speed Magearna. So next up we got Duracell, our Zygarde with leftovers. We got Detail, Glare, Extreme Speed, 1000 Arrows, 282 HP, 148 Defense, Impish with 108 Speed, enough speed to outspeed Magearna, like I said with Victini. And this is basically my physically defensive wall, as on his team... Oh crap, you wanna like stop those notifications, whoever that is. But this is my physically defensive wall, as looking at Infernape towards my team, it's a very huge threat, so I need some sort of answer for it. So here I got my Phys-Dev Zygarde. The only thing that would probably be a threat with Infernape would be like a Choice Band in close combat, or like a Life Orb HP Ice, both of which I can live. So if I can get a clean switch into Zygarde, click Glare or 1000 Arrows, then I can deal with the Infernape pretty easily. If not, I can predict the switch, go for Detail, because realistically he ain't gonna switch in a Magearna on a Zygarde from Infernape if I'm most likely clicking a ground type move. So Detail seems pretty safe, and if he does and I go for Glare, then paralyzing Magearna is also great too. So moving on, we got Checkmate, our Pyukumuku, which was pretty good Pokemon last week. We got leftovers with the Innards out. Preferably, in my opinion, I prefer Innards out than Unaware for the most part. Mainly because, like, you know, you are getting some damage, and it just depends on the matchup. But we got Baton Pass, of course, Recover for recovery, and Memento, which contributes to the next mon after, well, 2 months later. You'll understand why, but I'm pretty sure you already figured it out. But getting a Memento out, that'd be great, crippling some Pokemon that may be set up. But I'm 244 HP, 92 defense, 172 Spadef. Sassy, mainly Spadef, mainly because of the Greninja, but this is also a good switch into stuff like Fortress, despite Volt Switch. Greninja, which is my main answer. Magearna, Megaladias, depending on the spread and how low I am. Alomomola and Dugtrio. Definitely not Thundurus or Amoonguss. I really don't want to switch this in because this could be a good pivot, good slow baton pass pivot into the mons I need to get into. But yeah, really not really much to say about this Pyukumuku. But next we got Rufus, who is also Twist Guard like Victini with Mold Breaker, of course, because of the Megaladias. Earthquake, Rock Slide, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rocks. Earthquake for main stab to hit stuff like Magearna. Rock Slide to mainly just hit Thundurus, because also Thundurus, I'm really scared of Thundurus, Greninja, Infernape, and Dugtrio. Those really just screw up my team really bad. But we got 252 HP, 4 on attack, 4 defense, careful with 84 Spadef, and 164 speed. 164 speed to outspeed max speed Magearna, barring Scarf. And you can see that I'm Scarf, but I'm mainly Spadef Excadrill. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good set. I mean, if I can get Excadrill on threats like Magearna or Infernape or anything like that, and give him the suspicion that I'm Scarf, then I can make a pretty good prediction, go for Rocks. Or if I'm trying to scare something out, I can Rapid Spin if he gets Rocks up from either Dugtrio, Infernape, Fortress, or Piloswine, and then Earthquake and Rock Slide just for main coverage. The only thing that sucks about this set is that I get completely walled by Alomomola, Amoonguss, and Fortress, but yet I do have my checks. And next up, this is where Memento comes into play. We got Azure the Azumarill, Citrus Berry, Huge Power, Aqua Jet, Player Off, Knockoff, Billy Drum. Basically just a standard set, but with just a tweak in the EVs, because you know this is League. 100 HP for bulk, 132 speed for something. What was, I think it was, what, why did I put speed on the Azumarill? Oh, I think, oh yeah, it was to outspeed a non-invested speed Alomomola, just in case I get a belly drum off and he burns me. But I am max attack adamant with total defense and total Spadef. Well, I should have put more in defense because just in case I do get a belly drum set up, he is going to want to probably get some priority on me like Mach Punch or Sucker Punch or Water Shuriken. So, you know, living those hits is essential. Aqua Jet for priority. But here's the thing, at +6 with this set, I OHKO Magearna with Aqua Jet if it's not HP or a defense investment. If it's HP invested, I still have a good chance to kill, but if it has like any defense investment, it's like Impish or Bold, then I'm screwed, and then my sweep is over. But yeah, we got Player Up to hit for main stab, to hit stuff like Alomomola, Knockoff for Amoonguss, which does OHKO even if it's max defensive, and it also has a good chance to kill Fortress too, depending on the spread. But yeah, none less to say there. Like I said, if I can get a Memento off with the Pyukumuku, depending on the situation, I can bring in a Azumarill, click Belly Drum, and then possibly clean up from there. So last but not least, we have Decidueye, our Cobra Berry, Shiny Decidueye with Energy Ball, Nasty Plot, Rouge Shadow Ball, max HP, 140 speed to outspeed. Actually, I changed this. This was Salac Berry before. I put 140 speed to outspeed a max speed Infernape. But we got 100 in Spadef, 12 attack, and 4 in defense. This is basically my setup to set up on stuff like Amoonguss. I set up on Alomomola, and I set up on Fortress, I set up on Dugtrio, and I also set up on Thundurus depending on the spread. If he's locked into Thunderbolt, that's great. But yeah, this is basically my team right here, and we'll see what he brings. We'll see what he brings in a bit, but I will see you guys in the battle. So I'll see you guys in a bit, and we'll get right to it. Alright guys, I'm back. We have the battle right here. And as you can see on the screen, he brought Infernape, Magearna, Piloswine, Alomomola, Amoonguss, and Dugtrio. So just straight from team preview, I'm just surprised that he didn't bring Dundee, he didn't bring Greninja, and he didn't bring Megaladias. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. But this is our matchup right here. If you skip the video like most people do, and skip the team builder and such, I will just briefly go over it. We have a Choice Scarf Trick, Victini. We have a Leftovers Fizz Dev Zygarde. We have a Specially Defensive Pyukumuku. We have a Choice Scarf Spadef, Stealth Rocking Excadrill. We have a Belly Drum Azumarill, and we have a Nasty Plot Decidueye. So now that you know it, after all just went through, we get right into the match. So before we get into this match, my main thought for a lead was that I should probably lead with something like Victini, because since I'm Scarf, I outspeed anything on his team, and I can just go for a free U-turn. Or I was thinking of going into Zygarde. Maybe he'll go into like Dugtrio or Infernape or Piloswine to get up his rocks, and then I could just probably Detail or 1,000 Arrows, or just go into Pyukumuku with Baton Pass and just get to the initiative, whatever I need to. But in the end, I decided, whoa, you guys didn't need to see that at all. But but here we started off. I lead with Victini as he brings in. What does he bring in, boy? I lead with the Victini as he brings in the Dugtrio. So this is really the worst scenario that I could have had, because if he led with anything else, I would have been fine. But no, he brings in the Dugtrio, and I'm like, crap. So I am scarred. After thinking for a good while, I concluded that I was just gonna click Blue Flare. If he's like Choice Scarf, then he'll hit me for Earthquake damage. If he's Life Orb or Bandit, then I straight up Oko with Blue Flare. So you know what? I thought it was better to Blue Flare. I could have U-turn, but I'm just gonna Blue Flare right here. I go for Blue Flare. I do outspeed, but it doesn't kill, and I'm like, what just happened? So just looking at that, I'm like, alright, so what's going on? I calced it, he's actually Assault Vest, and I was just so surprised because this whole time I never even considered Assault Vest. But you can see we get a huge load of damage on there. Unfortunately, no burn, but he goes for Earthquake. You can just see how much that does. Thanks to my investments, I am able to live, but unfortunately for me, he will be able to Sucker Punch next turn, and I will lose my Victini turn 2. But no, he actually withdraws and goes to Infernape. I just click Blue Flare again. As you can see, this damage is so real, 43%. I'm like, okay, I need to switch. He might be Scarfed himself, so I go to Pikamuku, and he goes for Earthquake. I'm like, sweet. I didn't see any Life Orb or anything, so he may be Choice Scarf. I didn't calc the damage, but here I just go for Baton Pass as he goes into Magearna. I was like, cool, cool, cool. So he was probably predicting the Toxic, but here I have Baton Pass, go into my Exegil. And here I was really debating on whether or not since you guys know I'm scarred, I'm thinking of either clicking Earthquake and possibly killing this offer, get huge loads of damage, or predict the switch and go for Stealth Rocks. The only problem is that if I go for Stealth Rocks and he predicts me and goes for something like Aura Sphere, then I'm gonna take a huge load of damage. But in the end, I'm like, okay, there's no way he's staying in it. I'm gonna click Rocks. I click Rocks. He goes into Alomomola. I'm like, all right, perfect. I got some nice chip every time he switches out. So here I go into Pikamuku, basically my safe switch. He goes for Waterfall, surprisingly. I'm not sure why. I probably did more than Scald, I guess. But I just go for Baton Pass as he goes for the Wish, and I'm like, perfect. This is a perfect opportunity to go into the Decidueye, which is my setup for this thing. So here he goes into Infernape. Now, here he just switched out. And I was either debating of either going for Shadow Ball and predicting the Infernape, or just click Nasty Plot. But here's the thing, I didn't expect this Infernape to come in. Yes, maybe he was predicting like some sort of grass type move, but if anything, I would predict him to go into Amoonguss to just eat up any hit I went for, and then he would just be all set up. But you know, I guess Infernape is a choice, but unfortunately for me, I am forced to switch. I don't outspeed. I go for Nasty Plot. I kind of just wasted a turn. I could have gone for Shadow Ball and potentially killed this thing. It wasn't guaranteed, but it was potential. But I am forced to switch here. I go into Zygarde, my Fist Death Wall. The possibility of him going for U-turn is high, but he actually goes for the Full Blitz. And it actually didn't do that much. I'm like, alright, perfect. I'm in a good scenario. So here I go for Glare. And this is kind of a misplay as he goes into the Piloswine. Now, I could have done something differently. Like, I probably, like, looking back at this, I should have detailed. I should have Dragon Tailed, to be honest, because there was no way he was staying in unless he was HP Ice, and seeing that I didn't see Life Orb, he was probably choiced. So going for Claire probably wasn't the best idea. I probably should have just Dragon Tailed and got a lot more chip on this Piloswine, but you'll soon see that it was a misplay, but at the same time it kind of wasn't. It kind of helped me. But here, predicting him to go for anything, predicting him to go for Stealth Rocks, predicting me not to stay in. I go for Dragon Tail, he goes for Icicle Crash, and I'm like, dang. And then he also gets the flinch on me, and like, Jesus Christ, that was a really huge misplay on my part. But seeing that he might go for Icicle Crash again, I go to my Azumarill because I didn't want to go into anything else. He goes for Ice Shower, which is actually better than Icicle Crash. But he switches out, goes to the Amoonguss. Now, I can see why he did this. He probably was thinking like, oh, I could just eat up any water type attack or something, but because I was in with Piloswine, I looked at the matchup and I was like, I think Belly Drum Azumarill can clean up. So, taking that huge risk, I know even Freeze Dry didn't do over half to me. I was fine with it, so I was still fine with it. But here I click Belly Drum, and ooh, it's about to get fun. Alright, our Citrus pops. And I didn't see any Black Sludge. I was like, what is this set? So I go for Knockoff. It ends up to be Rocky Helmet, which actually makes sense. But just Knockoff, just straight up Oko this thing. He goes into Dugtrio. I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna go for Aqua Jet. And he shows the Sucker Punch, and then this Dugtrio just straight up dies to an Aqua Jet. Now, the one thing I didn't understand was he led off with Dugtrio. I led with Victini. I went for Blue Flare. I talked him down to like 20%. He goes for Earthquake. Yet he showed Sucker Punch right now, yet he could have killed me with Sucker Punch. on turn 2 where I could have lost my Victini. So I was really confused by this. I was like, maybe he doesn't have Sucker Punch, but he just revealed it now. So here he goes into Magearna. And like I said in the team builder, if you guys didn't watch it at all, but a non-invested HP defense, not invested HP or defensive Magearna dies straight up to a +6 Aqua Jet. But if he's max HP with like defensive investment, there's a chance he lives this. But here I just like YOLO, I'm just gonna go for the Aqua Jet, and it just straight up kills, man. Just the Bugs is Addy here. Bugs Bunny, just get out of the screen. But he goes into Alamola, Daddy loves this. And then here I go for the flare up, thankfully I don't miss, and I just straight up take out the Alamola, and I guess you guys can guess how this battle turns out soon. But here I go for Aqua Jet. It's a straight up Oko. It's a crit. I'm pretty sure the crit didn't matter at all. But the Pile Swan goes down. We're now 6-1. He brings in Infernape, and that's basically GG, as we are able to pick up the kill with Aqua Jet. So that was a really probably the shortest match. I have no idea. Like, as soon as this battle was over, I was just in awe of what just happened, because literally Azumarill came in on the Pilot Swine, ate up an Ice Shard, went for belly jump, Mungus comes in, and I just 6 turns later I win. So GG to my boy Evan. My opponent Evan, coach of the Brighton Bronzors, definitely show some support to his team. I don't know how, because I don't know if he has a YouTube channel or not. But that was a great game to him. I guess he wouldn't say the same thing. I mean, like, if I got 6-0, I wouldn't be happy. I'd probably be really salty and say that wasn't a good game, that was a bad game. But either way, your Dark City Dapsels are now 2-0 with a +10 differential, picking up before last week and a 6-0 this week. So yeah, shortest match I probably ever had. I could be wrong, but that's how the battle turned out. Pretty short. I mean, I had a few misplays here and there, but like I said, with the glare on the Pilo Swine, it kind of helped me out, because, you know, it forced me to go into a Azumarill, and I guess it just forced me to go for Village Drum. I just took the opportunity. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That is our IPA Season 1 Week 2 match against Evan, like I said, coach of the Brighton Bronzors. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for Week 3 against the Arrogant Coin, coach of the Pocahontas' little sister. He has a really weird team name. Maybe that's not him, but I don't know. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys next time in the next video for the next league match of Week 3. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.